high school graduation, so, I don't know, I don't have kids that age, so many years, Andy used to know every month. But now, like, a period of years ago, my kids, well, it's good.
Student and sign up for a prayer. So then, I don't know. I think. Yeah, I mean, if he's here outside. Come on, I do that. I don't know you. Oh, right. I don't want to go to my work, but never not make sense. Well,
I went to Target.
Yeah, it is there.
Dr. Nagel? No.
Noah, you'll do Barflu as well? Yeah, because you're already doing, you might as well.
So you have this.
Yes, but I'm not gonna remember edits.
No. Stick around.
No, it was just voluntold to stick around for a few things. That's fine. He was just voluntold to stick around for a few things.
Oh.
Are Mason and Emma are doing anything?
It's happening.
What?
I can look and see.
I mean, we're a few minutes past already, but what's the question? All right, well, Shabbat Shalom. Welcome, everyone. See how people on Zoom too. I'll invite folks in the room to come in and find a place to settle in as we get to enjoy our Hebrew High Shabbat, our final Shabbat of the school year, and this evening led by our Hebrew High students. So good to see so many of you still here, still sticking around beyond Bar and Bat Mitzvah and continuing to learn and be a part of the community, and glad to welcome you all back onto the Bima. And what's fun with the Hebrew High Shabbat is there's no complicating factor of who hasn't had their bar mitzvah yet, because you all have. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'll invite us to turn to page 5 in our Sidur Lev Shalem for Shalom Aleichem. And I'm told I'm calling up Becca Burstein and Emma Van Horn for Shalom Aleichem. I don't know, that's what Dr. Nagel told me. It's not what it's on my sheet either, but And if he walks through the door. Page 5, Shalom Aleichem, the third entry down.
Shalom Aleichem,
Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Archoni L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Teichem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We'll turn to page 11 for Lachuna Ranana. Becca will start us off. We'll continue individually and then close on page 12 with the carrot.
Lechuna Ranana,
Adonai, Nari Aletzor Yisheinu, Nekanata, V'todah, Bizmirot Nari Alo, Nekanata, V'todah, Bizmirot Nari Alo. El Gadol Adonai, Melech Gadol Al Kol Elohim, Asher Be'atzam Mechkerei Haaretz, V'toachot Harim Lo, Asher Be'atzam Mechkerei Haaretz, V'toachot Harim Lo. A carrot on page 12.
Arba'im Shana Akud B'dor, V'amer Am Tzedei V'hem Lo Yadu Ferei Hach.
Let's Becca and Emma sit down for bits as we turn to page 13 of the Cantor Dua Psalm. It begins on page 13 and will conclude on page 14.
Shulai Shechara Shulai Kol Haaretz. Shulai Shulai Yismechu Hashamayim,
Hashamayim,
Yismechu Hashamayim,
Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, V'tagel haaretz.
Yismechu Hashamayim,
Hashamayim,
Yismechu Hashamayim,
Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, V'tagel haaretz. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam ulo.
Yismechu hashamayim,
Hashamayim.
Yismechu hashamayim,
Hashamayim. Yismechu hashamayim. V'tagel ha'aretz.
Yalo sarai v'chol asher bo, Azim arinu kol atzayar, Lifnei Adonai kiva lishpot haaretz, Yishpot tevel b'tzedek, Ve'amim ve'emunato.
We'll turn to Mizmor David, and I'll invite Noah Cheskis to come up and lead us, and I'll invite us to rise, page 21.
Mizmor LeDavid.
Havu Adonai Eloheinu, Havu Adonai Kavod Baos, Havu Adonai Kevod Shemo, Yishlachavu Adonai Behadrat Kodesh, Kol Adonai Adonai El HaKavod Hirim, Adonai Mayim Rabim, Kol Adonai Baruch, Kol Adonai Behadar, Kol Adonai Shover Arazim, Vaishaver Adonai et Arzei Lebanon, Vayirkidei Kebohen Lebanon V'Sirion Kemo Vein Re'emim, Kol Adonai L'Avotesh, Kol Adonai Midbar Yafil Adonai Midbar Kadesh, Kol Adonai Yecholel Hayalot, Vayechesov Ye'arot, V'Hechalo Kulo Merkavod, Kulo Omer Kavod, Adonai Lama Vuyashav, Vayeshev Adonai Melech Leolam, Adonai Oz Le'amo Yitain, Adonai Yevarech et Amo V'Shalom. Be seated. We turn to Lecha Dodi. Becker, will you come in back up? Lecha Dodi. We'll invite Becca Bursing back on page 23 for the first 3 stanzas, and then we'll jump to page 25 for the last 2 for Lecha Dodi.
Levadodi
Bnei Shabbat Nekabela Levadodi
Bnei Shabbat Nekabela Shamor Vesachon V'Tibor Echad Ishmianu El HaMeyuchad Adonai Echad U'Shmo Echad Shemo Tiferet V'Litila Lecha Dodi Likrat Kalayalai Bnei Shabbat Nekabela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kalayalai Bnei Shabbat Nekabela Likrat Shabbat Lechu V'Necha Ki Mekor HaBeracha Merosh Mikedem Nesucha Sof Ma'aseh B'Machshavat Tchila Lecha Dodi Likrat Kalayalai Bnei Shabbat Nekabela Lecha
dodi likrat kalayalay pnei Shabbat nekabela mikdash melech ir melucha kumitzei mitofachecha Rabach shevet ve'emek habacha vehu yalchamol alayich amla lecha dodi likrat kalayalay b'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kalayalay b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Page 25. Yaminu smoti frotzi ve'et Adonai taritzi al yadi ben parzi ve'nismecha ve'nagila lecha dodi likrat kala. We'll rise and turn to the entrance. B'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kalayalay b'nei Shabbat nekabela Boi v'shalom ateret ba'ala gam v'simcha u'betzola tochel munei am segula Boi chala lecha dodi likrat kalayalay b'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kalayalay b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Be seated. I'll turn to page 27 for the Psalm for Shabbat, which I have no idea where you're going. We'll just keep trading back. I know for a little while. Page 27, the Psalm for Shabbat. I started on 27, and then we'll rejoin together on page 28.
Mizmor, shir
le'ol ha'shabbat. Mizmor, shir le'ol ha'shabbat. Join at the carrot on page 28. Beveit Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu od yenun beserva B'shenim merananim yiru lehagin yashar Adonai sururi ve'lo'achatavo. I'll invite you to just take a seat with the cantor for a moment because you'll lead us again in a moment. But first I want to take this time between the Kabbalat Shabbat, the welcoming in of Shabbat, and the Ma'ariv, the evening service, for a moment of memory. So we turn to page 30 for the Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish. And I'll invite all who are in mourning or observing a yahrzeit, or any for whom it's your custom to do so, to rise. We turn to the Kaddish Yatom, to the mourner's Kaddish, on page 30. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Me'alama divrach yirutei ve'amlich malchutei. V'chayechon uvyamechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uvizman kari ve'imru amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevarach Le'olam Ulmei Amaya. Yitbarach Ve'yishtabach Ve'yitpa'ar Ve'yitramam Ve'yitnaseh Ve'yitadar Ve'yitaleh Ve'yitalal Shmei Dekudesha Berechu Le'ela Minkol Birchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechamata Da'amiran Be'alma Ve'imru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'chaim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Ve'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'mromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Ve'imru Amen. I'll invite us all to rise. We turn to the Baruch Hu on page 39A, followed by the first blessing, which will both be led for us by Noah. Page 39A, please rise.
Baruch Hu Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Seated, can you continue with the blessing at the bottom of the page? Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'karav. We'll pick up at the carrot.
Uma'avir yo umevi laila. Umavdil ben yom uve'laila. Adonai tzava'ot shemo. El chai v'kayam. Tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai. Amariv Aravim.
Amen. Turn to Ahavat Olam on page 40, read by Sean Berlin. Page 40. 40. Beit Yisrael Amchavta Torah u'mitzvot chokim u'mishpatim otanu limadeta Al kein Adonai Eloheinu v'shochveinu v'kumeinu nasiach b'chukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha u'v'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Kihem chayenu ve'orech yameinu ve'orech yameinu uvahem nege yomam v'layla yomam v'layla Alatecha al tasir mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. Turn to page 41 for the Shema and Ve'ahavta. Right up, Spencer, Kaplan, Becker Burstein, are you all coming? Or Emma, are you all coming? Who's coming? Great. Spencer, Becker, and Emma. We'll do the Shema and Ve'ahavta on page 41 for us, and we'll go straight into the paragraphs on page 42 individually after Ve'ahavta. Page 41.
Shema
Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai
בכל עמך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך ושיננת לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. You individually on page 43, I'll let the three of you sit down, but I'll invite Ari Verning to come up as we do page 43 individually, and Ari will pick up on page 44. Yep. Or not, who's doing page 40? Who's doing the Malchut? You all can sit. We'll continue individually on page 43, and I'll give Ari the signal for Micha, for Umalchuto and Micha Malchut. And we're not close up. 44.
ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל והכנו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא.
מלכותך ראו פניך, בוקח גם לפני משה, צליחנו ואמרו.
אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מארצה ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני כל ישראל.
Amen. Turn to Hashkivenu on page 45. Dr. Nagel left this empty for you. Are you continuing? Do you know Hashkivenu? We can make the cantor do anything. I'll turn to the cantor. Cantor will help us with Hashkivenu on page 45. So we pray for a shelter of peace. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu Malkeinu l'chaim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us with wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom V'hamidenu Malkeinu l'chaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu Malkeinu l'chaim.
Prosalidu sukat shalomecha, baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
Amen. Please rise for Vishamru and Hatikadish. I'll call Noah Cheskes back up. Page 46. Sponsor, you can come too. I'm never gonna, I heard an I wanna do it too. I'm not gonna say no to that. Page 46.
Reuven,
Bnei Yisrael et HaShabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
He
ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. Classy coach. Go for it. Classy coach.
Yikral Vikadash Shemei Rabbah
Amen.
Ve'alma Dibra Kirate Biam Lid Malchute
וחייכנו יבדכון וחיי זכור בית ישראל בגלה ובזמן קריב. אמן. יהי שמי רבא מברך לעולם ולעלמיה יתברך.
Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitbar V'yitramam V'yinaseh V'yithadar V'yitalev V'yithalal Shemei Dekudashah
Very good.
Le'ela Mikol Birchata V'shirata
Tushbechata v'nefkamata Damiran me'alma. Amen. We'll remain standing for our Mariv Amidah, which begins on page 47 and continues through page 52. You can use the words in the Hebrew or the English, you can infuse with the words of your own heart, page 47 through 52. You are still davening, still praying your individual Amidah, please, by all means, continue to do so. Otherwise, I'll invite us to rise once again as we turn to page 53 for the Me'ain Sheva, the symbolic repetition of the evening's Amidah, which will begin with Vayachulu. So, no, I could have said up here. It's okay.
Vayachulu hashamayim
Be'aretz, Bechol Tzivam, Vaychal Elohim Bayom HaShvi'i, Melachato Asher Asa, Vayishmot Bayom HaShvi'i, Mikol Melachato Asher Asa, Vayvarech Elohim et Yom HaShvi'i, Vaykadesh Oto, Ki vo Shabbat mikol melachto, Ki vo Shabbat mikol melachto, Asher bara, Asher bara, Asher bara Elohim la'asot.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elokei Avotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, V'Hanora, Elyon, Konei Shamayim Ba'aretz.
Magin Avon Bidbaro, Nechaye Beitim B'Maro, Ha'el HaGadol She'en Kamohu, Ha'mediach Le'amo, Be'yom Shabbat Kodsho, Yivam Ratza Le'haniach Lahem, Yivam Ratza Le'haniach Lahem, Lefanav Navor B'yirah V'chachad, V'nodeh Lishmo B'chol Yom Tamid, Le'hon HaBrachot. El hahod hahod, Adon HaShalom, Mekadesh HaShabbat, Ubarek Shavi'i, U'meidyach B'kedusha, Le'amedu Shnei Oneg, Zecher L'maaseh Bereshit. Page 54.
Eloheinu v'Elokei
Avotenu, Resevimnu Chatenu, Kadeshenu, B'mitzvotecha, V'teim chalkeinu v'toratecha, Saveinu mitzurecha, V'samcheinu b'shuvatecha, V'tahir libeinu le'yadecha yemet, Yanchilenu Adonai Eloheinu, Be'ahava u'ratzon, Shabbat Kodshecha, Ve'anuchu V'Yisrael Mekadeshei Shemecha. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Continue with Kaddish Shalem, page 54. You can remain standing or be seated according to your custom. You're saying it's canners? What are you doing? It's canners. Okay. Wasn't on the list for a second. Yeah.
Yikra v'ikra shemirava.
Amen.
Yibrak Yusevim Litnapute. V'chayecholim v'mechon v'chayilcho b'Ein Yisrael. Bagalav Yismakarivim Rabim.
Amen. Ishmei Rabba Mevara, Ve'olam Lo Ve'omar Yitbarach.
Vishabach Hitpar Vitruma Minase Vita Javita Levita Lashme Kushab
Brichu.
Kuleila Minko Bechata Vishirata Tishbachata Benechamata Damiram Be'amavim Rabbe
Amen.
Gabal Flotar to Honda Israel Kodam Vohandi Vishmayavim Rabbe
Amen.
Yehish Lamarabamin Shmaya Bechaim Alil Israel Vim Rabbe
Amen.
Ose Shalom Vimromavu Yase Shalom Alil Kol Yisrael Ve'ibru
Amen. You're standing, you can be seated. Dr. Nagel, you brought in the book. Oh, do you want to do it now? Okay. So, as throughout this period of counting of the Omer, the counting between the second day of Passover until Shavuot, each week we've been looking at the Kabbalistic attributes of God. There are 7, and so each week we look at one, and each day of each week we will look at one, which means we end up looking at 2 at a time each day. Fridays this year have always been throughout our 7-week period, netzach, like a persistence, endurance, ambition, and internality, a like sticking with it and a keeping going. And this week we are on Yisod, which is a foundation and a bonding and a rootedness. And I can't think of a more perfect intersection at which to have our Shabbat honoring and welcoming our Hebrew hires to leading services. Because Hebrew High, more than any of our other students, have put in the time and the energy and the endurance to ensure that your foundations and your roots are strong. And in doing that, you have built bonds with one another and with Beshalom. So I can't think of a more perfect intersection of our times to come together. And this year we have 1, 2, how many 10th graders, Dr. 1 here, right? Confirmands of our 10th graders here right now.
2 here.
2 here. So I will invite our 10th graders to stand for just a moment. Our 10th graders who are actually being confirmed this evening, which means you're moving from the Hebrew High stage into, it's now not into just nothingness, and good luck with your last years of high school. I will have an 11th and 12th grade opportunity next year that I invite all of our confirmands, Noah and who else? And Ari, there, I don't know what, I mixed up with grade. So Noah and Ari, you two are becoming confirmands tonight, moving from in the end of the Hebrew High as we have it from the 8th through 10th grade and moving into the later years of high school, starting to really see what might be in store in the next stages of your life. So I hope you continue to have and to show netzach, endurance and ambition and the willingness to keep going. And we have a gift for you that Dr. Nagel is going to lift up and show that will help to maintain your rootedness and your foundation and the yisod of having been here. The Joseph Telushkin's The Jewish Literacy Book. It looks like a big heavy book. It is, in fact, physically a big and heavy book, but it is also a wonderful, easy one to read, to come to bits and pieces at a time, to always build upon the foundation that you have already built and to deepen it and enrich it even further. And so I hope you'll, both of you and Garrett, who's not here tonight, enjoy the gifts. And I hope that we will get to continue to enjoy the gifts of your presence in the synagogue in the next couple of years. And whenever you come back to visit, I know you're already in Madrid, so I hope you will keep seeing you. And Noah, Ari, Garrett, and Abstentia, may you go from strength to strength. And thank you for building both your endurance and your foundation here. Mazel tov, Shabbat shalom. Dr. Nagel, do you want to say anything else to them? Yes. I'll let them sit down though, instead of standing there.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
There's a verse in Pirkei Avot that reads, Ki michabdei achabed. Those who honor me, I will honor. I'm glad to have the opportunity to honor our Hebrew high schoolers tonight, particularly our 10th grade confirmands. I've known these students for 8 years now and have had the pleasure of Minyanim, Jewish Experiential Wednesdays, that's the Jew program, field trips, B'nai Mitzvah celebrations, family education programs, religious school classes, and Shabbat services like this one with them and their families. I especially want to honor their continuing their formal Jewish learning beyond bar bat mitzvah. The transition into adolescence and the way the cognitive function evolves into what the Swiss psychologist Jean Piaget termed formal operations allows for a radically different experience of Jewish learning from elementary school and first or second year of middle school age and working with sophisticated ideas as a teenager. Throw in the influence of hormones on growth and development, and you have a period of change that I've long held is a vital time to be a part of a learning group, a chevra, a Jewish learning community, for the opportunity to explore Judaism and general topics of interest from a Jewish perspective. Hebrew has two interesting word terms for teenagers. One is kind of derogatory, tipesh esrei. It literally means stupid teen. It's a reference to bad decision making. This is obviously not a description of our students. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Maybe not. The other term is more elegant and well describes our students, bachor and bachora. The root meaning is chosen. There's a quaint expression, how odd of God to choose the Jews. It was not odd, the Jews chose God. I applaud the bachurim and bachorot we honor tonight for choosing to continue to be a part of the chevra, the community you have created within this congregational community. It happens that this week's Torah portion, B'chukotai, is the last in Vayikra, Leviticus. When we read the last book of Torah, we declare Chazak, Chazak, v'nit chazek. Be strong, and we will be strengthened. And of course, we move on the following week to the next book of the Torah, and the cycle of learning continues. Our 10th graders are completing their formal Jewish learning in our religious school. So we can say with them, Chazak, Chazak, v'nit chazek, with the understanding that you are finished with your formal learning, but not really. In fact, the congregation has a gift for the confirmands. I bet you knew this was coming. The book, Jewish Literacy. I hope it will be a good resource for you. Since it is Shabbat and you can't carry it out of the building, you can pick it up after Shabbat, or you can get it this Sunday. And now, for one of the more beautiful phrases in the English language, in closing, I give you all due honor. As we say in Hebrew, kol hakavod, all my respect. Shabbat shalom.
Shalom. Shabbat shalom and a mazel tov to all of our confirmands, and may we keep seeing all of you around, because again, you're still here. I'll invite us to return to our prayer books though, and as we'll rise for the Kiddush on page 55. Please rise. Can't read this one.
Sabri Chavarai,
Fine.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddeshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzah ba'anu v'shabbat kosho v'ahava u'ratzon himchilanu zikaron le'maseh bereshit ki hu yom techilah v'yikra'ei kodesh. Zecher Yitziat Mitzrayim, Kivanu Achata, Ve'otanu קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קדשך באהבה ורצון, הפעלתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Remain standing for Aleinu, page 50. Oh, we're counting the Omer first, yeah. We didn't talk about it already. We'll remain standing to count the Omer. So we'll go forward to page 63 for the blessing. And then to page 69 for the counting. I can't tell you the number we're counting today because we haven't said the blessing yet. But yesterday we counted number 38, and I trust that everyone is smart enough in this room to know what comes next. So we'll start with the blessing on page 63, and then we'll go to the counting on page 69. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat haomer. Hayom tisha u'shloshim yom shehem chamisha shavuot be'arba'a yamim la'omer. Today is 39 days, which are 5 weeks and 4 days of the Omer. We'll still remain standing. We'll now turn to page 56 on to page 57 for Aleinu. My sheet says I'm inviting up Spencer Kaplan, Ari Vernon, and Ethan Vinitsky to help lead us in Aleinu. I will accept others if you want. We're going to face the other.
Aleinu l'shabeach Adonai hakol, v'atei v'dulah v'nefseh v'ishit, shelo nesanu k'piguyei haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishmechot ha'adamah, shelo samu chalkeinu kahem, v'goralinu k'chol hamonam. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד ארץ, ובראשם יקרו בשמיים עמו, ושכינתו זו Megave meromim hu Eloheinu 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 Betzilato Havatu Betzorato Be'atotayu Be'atotayu Be'ashevota Elevavel Ki Adonai hu Elohim V'ashamayim imam Ve'oretz V'imtatat Eloheinu.
Be seated. We turn to the Kaddish Yatom, to the mourner's Kaddish. We ask that God grant that the memories of those who've gone before us be a source of strength for us and for everyone in the house of Israel. May the souls of our departed find peace in God's sheltering care, and may we all be blessed with peace, tranquility, and the fullness of life. This week, as a congregation, remember the yard sites of Harry Citron, Benjamin Tracton, Lily Paltalov, Evelyn Rudo, Pearl Spiegel, Nellie Krisoff, Mayor Malakoff, Paul Michael Chadovitz, Michael Cohen, and Leon Morse. Invite all who are in mourning or observing yahrzeit, or any for whom it's your custom to do so, to rise. We turn to the Kaddish Yatom, to the Mourner's Kaddish on page 58. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Ve'alma divra chirutei ve'amlich malchutei. V'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol Beit Yisrael. Va'agala uvizman kari ve'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam ulmei omaya. Yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitromam ve'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudesha berichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama Rabba min Shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. May the one who creates peace in the heavens grant peace to us, to all Israel, to all who mourn. Be seated. My pleasure this evening to call on the chair of our building committee, Zach Fish, to share some announcements with us this evening.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, everyone who has joined us online and in person. Shar Koach and Kol HaKavod to our Hebrew High students for leading us in prayer. Thank you, Marianne Newkirk and Ann Poltilov, setting up Oneg this evening. Beth Shalom is the sponsor of the Oneg. Please only sit at the tables with the blue table. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. Next Shabbat, Friday night and Saturday morning services will be online and in person. Friday night service will be the retirement and celebration and lunch in honor of Dr. Louis Nagel is on Sunday, June 2nd at 11 a.m. If you did not register in advance, you can register at the door. Mahjong is also meeting on Sunday, 2nd, 2 p.m. This group is geared to beginners and advanced beginners. Fun, food, fabulous prizes, and silent auction are coming to Casino Night at Shalom on Sunday, June 9th at 5 p.m. Get your tickets in advance online for a discount or buy them at the door. Advanced registration closes June 5th. Torah of Healthy Disagreement is our theme this year's Tikkun Leil Shavuot. We'll have several sessions of learning this timely topic. A break to enjoy fabulous Shavuot food. Join us Tuesday, June 11th at 7 p.m. Nevonim is meeting on June 16th for a walk and June 30th for a concert. More information is available in the weekly email. Members of the men's club and their friends had such a good time at the Orioles at Nationals game that we are going to the Nationals at Orioles game Wednesday, August 14th. Please contact Scott Line for more information. You can always check out these and other programs on our website at www.besh-shalom.net. After Shabbat, please take a moment, follow and like Besh Shalom on Facebook and Instagram, and share with friends at Shabbat Shalom.
I add one personal announcement specifically to our Hebrew hires, to our teens. this year, the school year that's ending, the Federation began a program called Student to Student that I know at least a couple of our 11th and 12th graders participated in, which meant that these were our high school students. You would get to go to different spaces and help teach your peers about Judaism and what it is to be Jewish and what you care about as young Jews. And this program has been really successful. I've heard from many of the schools and from some of the churches that our current group has gotten to go to. And so I am just going to ask that if any of our current high schoolers, and for 8th graders, you're rising high schoolers, so you count too. Anybody who will still be in high school or will be in high school. So if you're a senior, I'm so sorry. But for all who will be in high school in the fall of 2024, if you are interested in participating, please let me know so that I can let Rina Dubin, who will organize and give you everything you need to know, get you ready to do any teaching that you might want to do. I can let her know who is interested. I think it's a really awesome way to participate and to share about being what it is to be Jewish, especially at a time where not all of our neighbors really understand us, and not all of your non-Jewish peers really understand us. And so this is a great opportunity to build bridges and to teach about who we are and who you are. So if you're interested, please let me know. And on a totally different note, just a reminder, we do have the event for Dr. Nagel, Mazel Tov Dr. Nagel, on Sunday. So please do stick with the blue tablecloth tables for Oneg tonight, so that everything that's already has begun to get set up for Sunday can stay as close to how we've got it set up as possible. Okay, for now, we'll conclude tonight's service. I'll invite us to turn to Adon Olam on page 211. Sean, I've got you down. Anybody want to come back, Sean, up here? You're welcome to. Anyone who wants to lead Adon Olam, come on up. Spencer. Noah. Ethan. Okay, Emma. Okay. Yes, no. Okay. Page 211, Adon Olam. Take it away.
Adon Olam.
Adon Olam. Hashem Halav. Hashem Halav, V'terem Bo Yisir Nivra, V'nasa, V'chefsako, Hashem Nivra Adon Olam, V'hu Echad V'yein Sheni, V'hamshilo V'hafira Adon Olam, V'lireshi V'litalit, V'lo Hamisra Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Hashem Olam, V'terem Ko Yitzir Nivra, V'nasa V'chefsako, Hashem Nivra Adon Olam, V'hu Eli V'chai Goali, V'tzor Chavi V'eitzara Adon Olam, V'hu Nisi Yohanasli, V'nad V'si V'yomer Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Hashem Halav, V'terem Ko Yitzir Nivra, V'nasa V'chefsako, Azai Melech Shemo Nivra Adon Olam, V'yahdo V'afiruchi, V'eitishan V'ha'ira Adon Olam, V'himrufi Gevi'ati, Adonai V'lohira Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Hashem Halav, V'terem Ko Yisir Nivra, V'nasa V'chefsako, Azai Melech Shemo Nivra Adon Olam. Shabbat Shalom, Yasher Koach to our Hebrew hires. We got a little Nash and Oneg. Good to see everyone.